Testing 1, 2, 3. The sound is working. Oh. Come here. That's fine. I wanted to swap. Testing 1, 2, 3. 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 Okay, something wrong with this one.
Which one?
I'm gonna take the thing off so that we can see. All right, everyone. Can we have your attention? So have you all enjoyed your day?
Yes, thank you.
You want to do this again? Ah, I love that. Love that. So it's a bit, yeah. Come stand in here. So yeah, just from us, really grateful to have you here. But I think what's most important, the day wouldn't finish well if we didn't give out gratitude and congratulations to those around the table who have done well over the past year or 2 years. And so we've decided to put together awards, basically like a mini awards evening today. And we've got what we call Action Coach Hero Awards. They used to be called Action Coach Men. This is mine and Bert's version of the Action Coach Hero. And it's not something we give out easily. I think in this, I've been coaching for 5 years, but I think I've probably been involved in Action Coach for about 8 years. And this is only the second time in those 8 years that these awards are being given out by us. Correct. So not everyone gets this. This is not a certificate of attendance or anything like that. So, but firstly, what I want to start with is, and I'll get into the action man in a moment, is we're getting old and we need to put these on all the time. So, firstly, I want to give out some certificates. So, the first certificate, I'd like to ask Carl Hanley to come up here. And he's winning a certificate for in recognition of outstanding performance as a visionary growth leader. And I think that's something Carl and his sister Carol from Wellgrowth come in here. Got an Action Man Award 2 years ago, 3 years ago, grew their business just exponentially in 12 months. I think they actually doubled or tripled their profit in 12 months, if I can remember correctly. And he just continues to be a great visionary, great leader, and just continuously grows at a constant pace his business. So, from our side, congratulations. And this is for you. Smile for the camera. The next one is an interesting one. And it took a bit of time for me to think about this award. But I remember I received a phone call. She's very new with us. And I received a phone call saying, I was ready to give up. I was at my wits' end. And within 3 months with you, I turned my business around. Actually gone from not having work, wanting to give up, to not knowing how I'm going to get all the work done. And so, Mahalia, if you can come up here with us, please. And Mahalia gets a certificate for top turnaround. In terms, she's turned her business around in probably one of the shortest times I've ever seen, just out of nowhere. And she definitely deserves it.
Tears of joy.
Absolutely. Now, Mahalia is one of our enterprise supply development people. So she's been sponsored by Carl's company, Wellgrowth, to be on our enterprise supply development program. So really just outstanding performance to you. Well done.
Very much.
So the next one also goes to a great entrepreneur. I think as an executive CEO, he's done a great job, but he's learning to find his feet and he's learning to find his position back in the company, which I think is great. But one of the things I found quite interesting when we look at the big five that we're talking about, and one of the areas is wealth creation. And out of all the clients and all out the people that I'm aware of in our team, he has had a wealth creation plan from day one, and that wealth creation plan has been growing and growing and growing. So I've put him down here, in recognition of an outstanding performance as a wealth leader. So Mabuya, if you could come up here for us. Just face the camera there. There we go. Good photos, so smile.
Thank you so much.
All right, so now we're going over to why Batman, why Iron Man. Well, the Iron Man is because we couldn't find enough Batmans, but but the reality, no, these are selected for a specific reason. And if we have a look at what does Batman represent, now my interpretation might be slightly different to yours, but when we look at fear, overcoming adversity, and we think back for those that follow the Batman story, is that as a kid he fell into a well and there were bats and he was traumatized by the bats. And he had to overcome that trauma in terms of being the Batman. If we have a look at one of his last movies where he was thrown into a dungeon pit, his back was broken and he had to fight his way back to get out the pit. And the Batman represents the clients around this table who have, over the last 2, 3 years, gone through a tremendous amount of struggle, but have come out on top. Whether it be personal, whether it be business, whether it be team, they've really had big challenges that they've had to overcome, and they've come out on top. So the first one I want to give to is Lasita. If Lasita can come up here, Lasita Mtetwa. So Lasita's story is quite great, and he actually let the cat out the bag when he was doing his finance numbers in his Growth Club book. So Lasita disconnected from his business for about 3 months this year due to specific challenges, and I think specifically personal challenges, and it's been very difficult in overcoming. But one of the things that was quite interesting is that when we looked at the numbers today, that Lasita increased his profits by 50% between Q2 and Q3 while he was going through these challenges. And the fact of the matter, the reason why he succeeded so well was because he had the right team. He trained the right team, he educated the right team. So therefore, he deserves the Batman. You want Ryan to come up as well? Ryan, come up because you were the wingman that kept everything going. So come on. So let's take a photo. There we go. Smile. Okay, excellent. So the next one, you may say, the next one is an interesting one. And I'm really going to enjoy giving this one out because this particular person had to overcome himself. And I think as business owners, leaders, that's probably the biggest challenge we can have is actually overcoming and getting out of our own way. Educating ourselves, training, learning how to adapt to certain situations, learning how to deal with difficult stuff, learning how to deal with logic and not emotion. within the workplace. And I think that deserves quite a bit, because I know when we need to get out of our own way, it is probably harder than anything else for us to do. So for this, I would like to call up Amit. For exceptional leadership, change, and specifically getting out of his own way. All right, so the next one. So what does Iron Man represent? Iron Man represents strength, represents focus. He does represent teamwork, but most of it, he represents a winning culture. And he also supports those that are less fortunate than him. But when we have a look at a business and we think, how does Iron Man represent a business? And when we look at what is the ideal business, is to have a business that can work without us. Businesses where we can go away, where we can achieve the revenue. So this award today goes to Fritz and Johan from Infinity. So both of you can come up for using systems and processes in building a business that allowed Fritz to go do his bucket list. Again and again. So you are, we call you on the wingman. So guys,
Thanks, Peter.
so there we go. Take a look at the camera. Thank you,
man.
sir.
Got it.
Got
Thanks,
it.
James.
So you would like to.
No, you're not your hand.
Oh, we said. We should have. We should have. But over to you.
Yeah, so want to say firstly, congratulations to everybody who's received an award and a recognition. It's not often that you get that in being an entrepreneur and running your own business. You normally get the negatives only. So from my side, I want to also acknowledge a person whose business I've been involved in for quite some time now. He's been traveling all over Africa to sign up new clients, and he just told me that he signed up a new client in Angola today. So while we are sitting here, the business is making him money. Yanni, please come forward. I'd love to give you this. And so Yanni in his business is look at the camera. Yanni in his business is struggling with a number of things, but the two things that he told me tonight, the biggest issue is he's got two women working in his business. No, I'm joking. That's not. There, you know.
It's not my fault.
And luckily, Krista's here. Yeah. Okay, and but Yanni's gone through some turmoil in his business with the two ladies that have to go on maternity leave. But not only that, earlier this year he decided to go into a different branch of animal feed in terms of pigs, and there was quite a bad incident that happened. The owner that he worked with died, and then there was a lot of issue around a new supplier on the block, and they didn't want him, and it really affected him quite badly. And I think, Yanni, it's nice to see that your confidence is back, and congrats on Angola.
Okay, thanks so much.
Nice. Okay, and yes, ja. Dan Jan, jy kan maar opstaan. Ons wil graag vir jou gee. So Jan has been a consistent performer for the last 12 years in his business that I've been working with Jan. And Jan, it's been a great honor, and it's always great to see how you tackle the challenges in your business. Another one on your cupboard
Yeah,
in your boardroom.
he's going to stand next to Iron Man now.
And you're not allowed to zzz with it.
Why not? It's mine now.
It's yours. It's yours. But Jan, it's always great to see how you run your business, how it's getting better and better. Jan manages his cash flow like Lucito told him to, and as he's learned. Jan is driving the results of his business, looking at those results every day. He's managing the cash flow. He's managing his business. Are there still a number of things to be done? Yes, luckily, and I can be his coach for that.
Thank you. Thank you, Dad.
So, now who's this one for? Now that's very interesting. But firstly, before we start, I want to show you this little bottle called Fear. It's a bottle called Fear. In other words, it's honey. So for those that know, I have a fetish of fear of bees. So circumstances and thanks to some clients forced me to overcome my fear of bees or confront my fear of bees. So currently I have 7 beehives, and what was quite interesting, we opened one on Friday last week, and they were so full we had to clean them out, and I managed to get 11 bottles like this, only 11. So Bert has got one, but this bottle specifically is for Harry. And that's what I want to give to Harry today. But not only we've got one left, and I think it's our thing, and I think Bert doesn't know what I'm going to do with it, but I think it's great. If we think about what Iron Man represents, he represents strength, he represents support, he's there to assist, he is there to guide, and I think this needs to go to Harry. This needs to go to Harry because at the end of the day, he holds us accountable so that we can make you accountable. So, Harry, this one is yours.
Oh. I will do a speech, thanks. Iron Man's appropriate. I'll put my honey down here too. I think it was in the first Iron Man. There's this part then, I can't remember the whole story, but something like, I'm a gentleman, billionaire, philanthropist. And I thought, wow, what a cool thing to be one day. You know, a billionaire, gentleman philanthropist. And I think, yeah, guys, I appreciate this. I don't do it for awards, like none of you do. And Mahali, your reaction was the best I've ever seen, because they said something very important from up here is you don't get the recognition that you deserve. Entrepreneurs are wonderful people that take punishment and shots from all sides. So I will definitely appreciate that. But more importantly is to take this whole day, but the recognition whether you got it or not, and build on that. Because Jan, I think your example is a great one. Success is supposed to be boring when looking at it from the outside. It's never boring when you're going for it from the inside. Success is hard, but to do it once is hard. To do it consistently is reset every single time, and it's hard all over again. So when people look at sports teams or athletes that are always winning, it's boring. Yes, it's supposed to be. May that become your business, that from the outside, it looks successfully boring. May your wealth become successfully boring. We know you'll be working a lot to do that, but I really mean that. All of us, do this for a little advert. And I told the story early on. I responded to an advert when I brought Action Coach to South Africa that said, are you passionate about business and helping others? 17 and a half years later, that's still what we do, and that's still what we're passionate about. We're passionate about business, but business is run by people and helping others. And the more we win, the more absolutely everybody wins. So thanks for allowing me to be here. Thanks for the award. It's so cool outside, peaceful, quiet. Like, how brilliant is this? So enjoy the evening and go back and make billions. Why not?
All right, guys, thank you. That brings us to the end. Anybody want to say anything? You want? All right, guys, they're gonna serve dessert now, and then yeah, just relax. Let's network and let's take it easy. Breakfast, yeah, we're here 7:30, and then from there we can all move on. All right, guys, thank you.